What's up, YoshTown back with another MK11 video. In this video, I'm actually going to be explaining cancel advantage. Now, I went over it a little bit in my frame data video. So if you don't understand at all how frame data works, or you're a bit familiar with it, or you find yourself confused at all during this video about frames, just go to that video and come back here. It should help you out a lot. So cancel advantage is pretty much I'm gonna show you right now. It's good for finding your opponent's gaps and also your character's gaps. I know some combos you'll see, or basic attacks you'll see, it shows that it's cancelable, but it's not necessarily a good idea to cancel into a certain special move. It's even not a good idea to actually go into certain combos or finish certain strings if your opponent is blocking in certain situations. Now, this doesn't go for all combos, so we're actually going to be doing some math to actually figure out which combos for your character or for your opponent which is unsafe. So if I do Raiden's 2, I think his combo goes into a 2-1, also a 2-4. So if you can see, if I do a 2-4, you can see she tried to do a reversal. If I do a I'm trying to remember the name of the special move. I think it's a lightning. Nope, not the lightning strike. I'm trying to do the storm sail. There it is. So 2 and then cancel into storm sail. As you see, she's going to shoot a beam. She's going to try to anyway. See, it doesn't work. But if I do a lightning bolt, different story. You can see I was charging up my lightning bolt, but I didn't have the chance to do it. There's a reason to it, and I'm going to explain that right now. Okay, so something you want to take note of when you go to your move list and you see your basic attack. Let's say our heavy palm, which is a 1, and you see our God's Might, which is a 1-2, our downpour, which is a 1-2-1. Most people will assume that the startup for downpour will be 19 startup, and the startup for this combo will be a 12 for God's Might. The truth is, the heavy palm is actually the startup for this combo. So the startup is a 7 for God's Might and also for downpour. What the startups mean for these two is the last input for these combos. So the startup for the second input for God's Might, which is 2, that's actually when that part of the combo is going to start up. And for the last input for downpour, which is 1, it's going to start up at 19 within the combo. So you probably can see it more or tell it more when the opponent is actually blocking. You can see the other hit is about to connect. But that's basically how it works, and it's pretty important to what I'm about to explain for the video. Right, so if you want to find a gap within your opponent or your character, usually you'll find it with the input prior to it. So if you look at the 1-2-1, you'll find it in between the 1-2 to see if there's a gap at all. Or if you're trying to do a 1-2 and then cancel into a special move, you'll first have to calculate to see if there's a gap in between, so you'll know which special move to use, or you just finish the string with a 1-2-1 versus just a 1-2. In our case, we actually did a 1-2 and also a 1 lightning bolt and a 1 storm sail, and so we're going to actually start with 2 and calculate that. But before I do that, I actually want to show you something. So if we go to change her energy rings to her standing counter, remember when the 2-1, I'm sorry, the 2-1, I think it's the 2-1, I'm crazy. Okay, the 2-1 actually went through, the beam didn't actually hit. In this case, as you can see, the parry does. Her startup for a parry is 7, and now you're gonna get why I actually showed you that. So if we go to our straight shock, which is a 2, you want to add up your startup frames, your active frames, and your recovery. So in our case, it's okay. So after you add that up, you're actually going to subtract the cancel advantage from it, and then the result you get from that, you're going to add it to either your hit advantage or your block advantage. In our case, we're going to be doing the block advantage. That way we will know to take advantage of it on block if our opponent is blocking, or vice versa. So in our case, we have 11 startup, 2 active frames, and 19 on recovery. So we add that all up. 11 plus 2 is 13. 13 plus 19 equals 32. So now we're about to take away our startup, active, and recovery. We're going to take that away from our cancel advantage. So 32 take away 16 equals 16. From that point, we're going to add that result, which is 16, to our block advantage, which is a -4. So 16 plus -4, or 16 take away 4, equals 12. So we have 12 safe frames. That's what we're going to call it, safe frames. We have 12 frames ahead of our opponent. And in the case of a reversal, you actually want to take about a frame or 2 away, because I explained in my basics video how a reversal, instead of how a combo, you have to unblock first before you can do a combo, right? And you got to wait for those frames to end before you can do the combo. For a reversal, is the startup is actually during the block, sometime during the block, like I'll say about at the end of the block, the startup frames begin there. So you'll take about 1 or 2 frames, like I said. In this case, I'll say less than 12 frames, so we'll go with 11. We'll have 11 safe frames, or 11 frames ahead of our opponent. So when we do the 2-1, the startup is 18. So that's 7 frames. If she did a reversal, in this case she did do a reversal, which was a parry, that was 7 frames, or 8 frames if we take away 2 frames, over our safe frames. So that's why she was able to actually do a parry. So that's when you want to actually watch out when you're going over your safe frames. You'll want to check to see what how many frames, what's the quickest frames you can use, or what's the quickest frame your opponent can use after you switch into a certain move or special move. So if let me switch into Sonya. I'm gonna have Raiden do that same move. I think her fastest move is a down 1, which is 6 frames. If I go back, I think I'm Sonya right now. Yep. And if I check her move list, yep. So her knuckle buster is a 7, but her down 1, oh, her down 1 is actually a 9. So let's see if she got anything faster. Now it looks like in our case okay, the fastest, nope. It's her combo, that wouldn't work that way. So the fastest thing she actually got is Yep, in our case our fastest frame is a 7 frame. So we already tested out now with her parry. As you see, for her standing parry it's 7 startup. So you'll see the result may be a little bit different. I'm gonna still do it for the basic attack, because remember, reversals are a bit different. Let's see if we have a chance to actually do a knuckle buster, which is a 1. I'm gonna have Raiden do his, what was it, the 1-2? I mean the 2-1. Let's see. Nope. Nope, I'm not able to do it. I'm trying to press 1, but it's not working. And then let's see if I do the parry. It works. As you can see right there, that's a reversal. Reversals are different from actually doing anything after you unblock. So if I did a parry after the block, which is not a reversal, let me see if I can do it. See, I'm having trouble even doing it. I'm trying to do the move after I unblock instead of a reversal. See, reversals, you actually do it during the block. And that's why you're able to counter it. The frames start up during the block instead of after the block. That's the difference between a reversal and just performing a special move right after a block. Let me go back to custom, and I guess we can switch it back. You know what? Let's actually show you an example of Sonya's gap. I think Raiden's the recording is off. Yeah, she has a, I think it's her back 2 3. I believe that one has a gap. I think I tested that one out. We're gonna actually go to, we're gonna actually see right now when we do it. So we're on Sonya, and she has her hellish, no, she has her controlled energy, which is a back 2. So her startup, we're gonna add up her startup, her active, and her recovery. So we have 11 plus 3, which is 14, and then 27 plus 14 is 41. So if we take away 41, we take away the cancel advantage, which is 15, that'll equal out to 26. Now we're gonna add those frames up to the block advantage. So 26 plus -3, or 26 take away 3, equals 23. So she has 23 frames that she's able to, 23 safe frames she's actually able to use. So if we go to her back 2 3, see, what is it? It's 31 frame startup. So there's a gap right there. Went from 23 frames, now that's what, 8 frames over. So let's see if we have Raiden do something that's 8 frames or less. Let's see, record. I'm trying to see what is his fastest move. I don't know if I can even do it with him, because a lot of his moves are actually, let me see, we'll go up. Yeah, let's go here. None of his moves. Now I know this says 2 frames, but they actually don't start up in 2 frames. It's actually just start up here, and it's just weird how it looks. This one is 13 frames. It won't work. So let me actually switch to a different character so that we can actually test this out correctly. We'll go to Raiden. We'll go to Liu Kang, because he can actually do a parry on 8 frames. Okay, so I switched to Raiden, and I'm actually controlling. I'm sorry. I switched to Liu Kang, and I'm gonna just switch back to her. Let's go to player 2, and we're gonna have Liu Kang do his reversal, do his parry, his dragon parry. Yeah, it's called the dragon parry. Press 1. You can see he's gonna do the parry. So we do a back 2. So we did the math. She has 23 frames, 23 safe frames, but her 3 is actually 31. So it goes 8 frames over. We already talked about how reversals work. So see, it doesn't work. So right there shows you an example of how gaps works. You can do a flawless block. Again, you can do a flawless block, a backdash, or reversals. I mean, a parry is a reversal too, but I don't know, I just consider them separate. You can do combos as well. Combos, you just have to consider them a bit different. If it's a reversal, just take away 2 frames, a frame or 2 from your safe frames. And if it's a combo, just do it exact as you see it. So if it goes over a certain number, just compare it to your opponents and just make sure they don't have any frames that's quick enough to actually contest that. That's pretty much what I got for the video. I can't think of anything else. I guess I can show you a flawless block, or try to at least do a flawless block from that attack. I'll show you an example. If I switch back to Liu Kang. Oh, actually, I can just have him do it. It'll make it easier. And he won't do the flawless block. I actually have to do it because practice isn't set up for that. But I'm gonna have him do a backdash. So that's another reversal. Let me actually do it one more time. He still did try to do the backdash, but her kicks just reached pretty far. But that's one of them. Let me switch back to Liu Kang, and let me have her record and do it again. That's good enough. Let me see you try to do it. See, as you see, I just did a flawless block there. You can see I'm blocked. You got to time it right still, but this is the best time to actually do a flawless block instead of actually at the beginning of a combo but during a gap. But it's hard to do. I'll say Scorpion's probably the easiest. He has like the biggest gap that you can actually do a few things. A combo, a flawless block, yeah, a few things. That's for his 2-1-2. But yeah, that's all I got for the video. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to add anything that I probably missed, or if you didn't understand it. I try to explain that as best as I could, because I do make these videos. So because I'm new to a lot of this stuff too, and I actually want to help you guys understand a lot of it as well. So just leave it down below if you got any questions or anything else you want to add. If this video was helpful, please leave a like down below. Again, check out my beginner's guide, and also, you know, my beginner's guide for my frame data and basics. It may help you out with some of the things I was mentioning on here that I probably already mentioned there. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.